Welcome back to the Mobile Design Guy channel. I'm the Mobile Design Guy and I'm here to help you today with chevrons. Let's talk about chevrons in native apps. Now you guys know, if you're designers, this is a hot topic, especially with people who aren't designers or who do not know mobile app design. It can be really sensitive in a lot of businesses, and also it can be very opinion oriented, meaning there's no hard facts, there's no research, there's no just standards to back up their decisions. It's just, I'm an iOS user, I like chevrons. I'm an Android user, I don't even know what chevrons are. Okay, so we're gonna dig into that today. You can also see this post on my blog. I dig in a little bit more and show some more examples on there. The link's always in the description or in the channel. So just to kind of support the videos, we wanna offer designers as much help as I can because I'm very passionate about this. I want users to pick up their apps in their native platforms and feel that care, even if it's subconscious. A lot of people don't consciously know, oh, there's this line and it goes full width, but they can just feel if it's hybrid or if it's not care, or if it's a mix of things, or if it's just not cared for, because they do use their Apple apps and they do use their Android apps all day long. I mean, most users are in Gmail, Google Calendar, contacts, messaging, those core Google things, Google Play Store, Google Checkout, Google Express. And on the iOS side, you're a lot of users are in Mail, they're in Calendar, they're in Books, they're in other Apple apps that iMessage, that are core to the foundational standards that those platforms have. And so you just get this subconscious baseline for what an app does. Where is my actions? Where do I click? How do I click? How do I type? What is indicating to me immediately that I can type or select or touch, or all those things are firing off in people's minds like literally milliseconds. And if you study it, you'll find that people actually burn calories when you're going through a website or an app or anything like that. You're actually burning calories, and your calorie count goes up and your stress level goes up if it deviates, even minor deviations from standards you're used to, because you have to stop and process that and think about it. And it causes friction, even if it's minor, and it causes frustration, even if it's minor. And we want to eliminate and reduce that as much as possible as designers, as business owners, as users, right? I mean, it goes full circle. And if a business owner doesn't understand this, it's on us as designers to explain that to them and to help them deliver to the user something that's not only beautiful, clean looking, and functional, but also something that is adaptive quickly, that there's little stress, little thought to picking up that app and using it and feeling those feelings of like, oh, this is good, which also translates to feelings of good for the business and the business name and the business logo. All those gets translated in. And so today I want to talk about one little design element that is a hot topic, because most designers today are going from web design, web app design, product design, large glass design to these small glass. And I'm not talking about responsive, I'm talking about native mobile apps. And it's a whole different animal. But a lot of them don't realize that. And they try to tackle these mobile apps in a mindset of web, and a mindset of foundational design thinking that they've had before. And you can't do that. You have to go and study Google Material Design and study Apple Hicks, and then get into those platforms. Use those phones. Use those apps that are native to that platform. In Android, use Gmail, use Google Calendar. Even on iOS, the Google apps, by and large, follow Material Design. And then in iOS, get in there. If you've never used it or you've never really thought about it, get in there and think about, okay, where do they place this? What do they do? Think about the structure of it and how that translates into your app that you're designing. And so one of the key things that deviates between the two platforms is the chevron. It's literally this little triangle thing turned sideways that drives me crazy, drives other people crazy. And because people think, oh, most business executives and users and product owners, by and large, are iOS users. And I'm not faulting you for that, but the Apple ecosystem and native apps, even on their software and Mac OS, on their website, in Safari, all of these things are using chevrons like crazy. That is their thing. It's the way that they decided to direct users that something is tappable, clickable, however you want to say it. Android does not do that. Google Material Design does not use chevrons very, 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 very rarely. And I want to say that again, very rarely. Okay? Because the users they're not used to that. That's not something part of their platform, part of their ecosystem. It's not something that they use as a design element. So when you throw that in thinking, oh, that I love that on iOS, so that is something that they will love too, it's just not true. You're not caring for your user that's in that platform. And remember this, especially you business owners and designers, remember that most Android users are Apple haters. I was one for years. I did not want anything to do with Apple. I didn't get the first iPhone. I waited till the Evo 4G came out on Sprint. It was the first 4G phone. It was my switch from BlackBerry to Android, and I used Android for years through HTC days, through I even had Samsung and several others, Motorola and stuff, and I was just a hardcore Android user. And I'd never even seen an iPhone. I'd never used an iPhone, and I didn't want to. And you got to remember that a huge part of your people will never ever look at iOS stuff. Design for them. Design for them and not you. Put your opinions aside, put your thoughts aside, go to your style guide, to your foundational elements, to your standards always first. This is a foundational element, like the drawer in Android, that's totally different from iOS. The way they use bottom nav in Android, which I'll get into, is totally different than iOS. And a lot of companies are making core critical decisions, trying to keep parity, trying to keep things similar, because you have an insight to web, iOS, Android, sometimes Windows, and other things. And you're seeing all of these things, but your user isn't. And you don't keep visual parity ever between native things. You create visual elements that are native to that platform, that are native to that user's experience. Does that make sense? I really hope this helps. I'm going to write some more on the blog. The link is down in the description below. But I hope this helps you understand why you don't use chevrons and why it's not a good idea to feel or have an opinion about it. You can do all the research you want, and you might find that users by and large click on it, but it's still not creating something that's designed to that platform, to that style guide, to that standard, to that consistency. I mean, we can all day long create things that most users can eventually figure out, but you're escalating the calories, you're escalating the stress, you're escalating the frustration. Even if it's minor, they feel it subconsciously, and there's a chance that you will have a user not use your app as much, not enjoy your app as much. And beyond that, for business owners who care about, and designers who care about the world at large, especially if you're doing a big app for a big company, or you're doing some hot startup app, or it's something a lot of users are going to use, you want it to be respected, right? And to be professional, and to be judged by great designers and great app reviewers and business reviewers, that you created an app that sets the bar, that's not following the blind. Bank apps, Bank apps are always like following other bank apps, and it's just like the blind leading the blind. They all got their heads cut off like chickens running around the yard trying to figure out which one's doing what. Set the bar. Just go to Google Material Design, go to Android apps, look at those apps, figure out how they're doing it in a way that may not always be right. There's always a better way, right? I mean, Google Material Design just came out with 2.0. They improved some things, they changed some things. But it's not about always right. It's about consistency. It's about that user being able to know every time in iOS my actions are up at the top. Is it great that I have to reach way up to the top to click it? I don't think so. But it is the way it is until Apple changes that. Users just have that instant thought. And if it's not there, there's friction. The mental model is broken. The learned behavior is cracked. You don't want that. Just follow that standard so your user just flows effortlessly through your app. And same with Android. Don't put CTAs up in the app bar like iOS just because you think that's better. Think about your user and the environment they're used to and the standards they're used to and what will make them think less and flow easy so the experience is wonderful. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe to get notified when we put new videos up. It's free to do so. Cancel at any time. I'll catch your beautiful face in the next video. And until then, keep designing with excellence. Hey guys, real quick, before I leave this video, I want to let you guys know there's more videos coming. Again, subscribe so you'll get notified and check out the blog. We've got stuff about the bottom nav, the drawer for Android. We got how to make things visually clickable since you don't use a chevron in Android. We've got stuff for iOS coming. We've got some cool stuff coming. You want to be a part of this. If you're a designer and you want to design things right, I'm here to help you. Why do people think that their opinion trumps all standards, research, guidelines, foundations? I just don't get it. Like, it's just so easy. Like, if it's not supposed to be there, take it out.